Mm-hmm. I see you and Graham still.
Yeah, it should be live now. Let's see if you go on my page.
I have your page. But,
you might need to like go out and go
I
back
see
in.
it. Yes, I see it. Yeah, have to go.
There we go.
Got it.
Just turn your volume down on your phone.
1 second. It is. I'm completely down. You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now. I'm in there. So good.
Okay, let's just give it a couple of seconds for people to
no
join.
worries. Mm-hmm. Alona, your partner's watching. I see that now. Oh, she's
There's
waiting.
Roman, Alona, Nicholas.
Oh, Jason,
Soglu.
I see it now. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. You see, second time is always better with everything.
What's up, Veronica? Hola.
Oh, Nicholas. Hola, hola. Oh, Miss Mutzi. Hi.
Mutzi in the house.
YMCA, darling. Ooh, hot. Send you to.
Jason, I want some good questions for Hansi.
Oh, you want some good? Yeah, please. Yeah. Not so much about other couples, more about me. Oh my.
You're just waiting for something. What's up, Brian?
Is Brian there?
Brian's there. Nicholas is saying hello from Singapore.
Yeah, hi Nicholas. Nico. Hola.
So everybody, we're just waiting a couple seconds or minutes, and this is part 2 of Hansi's interview. I think it was a great success last time. Lots of great funny stories and valuable insight. So we want questions. Anybody?
I told you all my funny stories. I have nothing left now.
You've had a couple of days to think about some new ones.
Do you remember where we stopped? Actually, somewhere we were cut. I don't even know where we were cut.
Yeah. I was asking you, what is Brian really like? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you really want me to answer that one?
I think we got, one thing you could change about yourself. You mentioned your height.
Oh yeah, I have a leg extension.
Then we spoke about the hobbies and interests, and you said what a great concerto pianist you are.
Oh yes.
And how you're going to play something for us today.
Unfortunately, still haven't managed to get my teacher out here. I'm still self-isolating together with Brian, and Brian is not my teacher. So unfortunately, we're still not allowed to have people in the house. We can meet outside, but a bit difficult to take my piano with me.
Hans, what you should be doing is you can be like, you're at your piano right now with the laptop there, and you can be doing this with your hands and playing, and you just have YouTube on with some nice sound.
I can pretend, yeah? I'm very good at that.
Exactly. So Christina's live from Hong Kong.
Oh, hi, Christina. How's the rumba basic?
Lindsay from town.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think the very last thing, Hans, I asked you last time was one thing that dancers paid more attention to. And I think you said, listen to yourself, be more yourself, individual.
Be more themselves, yeah. Otherwise, they're never going to be really outstanding and personal and different maybe to what else is around, isn't it? So be yourself. Very important thing. Otherwise, you never find a great personality, You can be a great dancer, you still haven't got personality that shines through. So in the end of the day, you need to be yourself. That needs a little bit of soul searching, I guess, yeah. I did a lot of soul searching, believe me.
Didn't someone say it's better to be a true original of yourself or other than a copy or a version of somebody else? Yeah.
100%. I think it comes always back to that. But in everything in life, not only in dancing now, I think you are yourself only also happy. You can only be happy when you really know yourself and are in one with yourself. Otherwise, I think you're living a lie or somebody else's life that you think it is. And who knows how other people feel? I have no idea. Yeah, we can all just assume, you know, but I think it's important that you have to find yourself, and that takes a while. Maybe it takes a lifetime to know yourself.
You're in trouble now. Bianca's watching, eh?
That's good, Bianca. She can only confirm everything I say. You know? My soulmate, Bianca, you know, dancing soul.
Okay, so I think we'll get going. Rudy's just tuned in as well. So yeah, everybody that's just tuned in, thanks for joining in again. This is part 2 of Hanging It Out with Hansi, Mr. Hans Galke on Be My Guest. We had a great cracking first episode, but due to some technical difficulties, I think there was a bit of load shedding in Wimbledon, or could have been something on my side, but you know, Hans is now fresh and ready to go for the second round. He's in the final. I
say nothing. I keep it like that. Otherwise, we keep forward and backwards. I think it was Charlotte had the problem. But anyway, yeah. But I have a new shirt now.
Yeah, we're kind of twinning here, you know?
Yeah. We got twinning going on. Yeah.
So where we left off last time, guys, was as we've just been discussing, I asked Hans one thing that dancers paid more attention to, and he was talking about being an individual and being true to yourself and all of that. So if you missed that, you can go back to the first interview, and it's right at the end before we had technical issues. But anyway, we're all good. So I've got a couple of questions that have come in. I'll ask you those, and then we've also got at the end a little quick fire where you're going to give me very quick and honest answers.
You mean I have to say the first thing that comes in my head? Oh yeah. Dear, yeah. That's a dangerous one. I'm not sure if I'm going to accept on that one. Well, let's see.
We've got some Australians watching too, Hans. Arsen from Australia.
Hi, Arsen. Hi. Where's Ella? Is Ella there too?
I think she went to bed. She actually sent some questions in for me to ask you. She said she'll see the replay tomorrow. She was tired, eh?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because you're boring. You put to sleep.
I'm joking. Have a sweet dreams, Ella. Sweet dreams.
So, Hans, the first question is, do you mark only what you teach as a judge?
No, I don't think so. I think judging criteria, I think, are more overall. I think we have to mark, first of all, music for sure, movement, couple skills, maybe even choreography comes into it. I think there is certain kind of judging criteria that kind of nearly everybody does. Of course, I do believe that maybe sometimes we have different understanding how things work. So if you ask me, of course, if it comes to the flavor and whatever the couple offers to me, maybe that could influence my own taste. But, you know, in the end of the day, I think teachers have priorities that they teach for sure. I think we all think that we teach the perfect fundamentals, but it's also, I say honestly for myself, of course, I have my own flavor towards that as well. But I can't say that I only judge what I teach, because I don't teach choreography, for example, but I still have an opinion about it. So in that sense, I still think, oh, that looks good, that doesn't look good, but doesn't mean that I would teach that. Yeah, I think overall everything comes in. And in the end of the day, I think that the couples give you anyway the result into your eyes, because we just compare. In the end, we just compare. And in the end, I say, yes, this is more favorite, and then this the other. So, but I think all the judges keep their own principles. Yeah.
Hans, what for you is the best part about teaching?
Oh, to do with the people, to communicate, be social. As I said last time already, I feel a very social person, and I learned it more and more even in these kind of Corona crisis. I feel I need contact, and I think what else then more beautiful to do, and then even having these whole surroundings, meeting a lot of good-looking, beautiful people, oh, dancing is something nice. A lot of intelligent people, young people that keep you also young. And yeah, and we deal with what we like to do the best, dancing. So that is what I think sums it all up for me, at least. That's why every morning when I wake up, I'm a happy man. I'm a dance teacher. I can do what I love the most. You know? Yeah. But I think for me, it's especially, I can feel that dancing keeps us all young. You know? And I think this is great. And then because like I think I haven't told that in the last time. Actually, my parents at the time, before I finished school, they wanted me to have a proper job because I always told them I want to be a dancer. I want to be a dancer. I want to make my money. And they were a bit skeptical, but maybe what happens if you're not good enough? And what happens if you injure yourself and then you can't work anymore as a dancer? I said, yeah, don't worry, I'll find a way. But they pushed me actually to learn another profession. So they said, before you really go to dancing, we want you to make a degree. So I said, oh, okay, what do you want me to do? Because I said, I just want to be a dancer. No. So I promised them, and I wrote I learned the whole business about insurances. And I went 2 years into an office, and I was supposed to learn for 3 years. And then I had a very good boss, and I said to him, is there any chance that I can do the final exam earlier? Is there another way? So he said to me, yeah, if you're very good in school, you can try a year earlier. So I said, yeah, I will actually try to take private lessons. So I did that. And I even missed this last piece of school from the last year. And I did the test after 2 years and I passed it. So it was good. So then I said, I had my little certificate, and I went to my parents. I have it. Oh, great. So you can continue. I said, no. Now I become a dancer. Now I will go to the dance school. But, and I said goodbye to my insurance company. It was seriously not for me. This 8 to 5 in the office, and quite, let's say, boring stuff to do, following these horrible books and rules, and it's not me. No. I stick to the Walter Laird book, Laura.
Bianca is saying, you were teaching the boss's daughter.
That is true. The boss's daughter was a dancer at the time, and yeah, of course. He helped me a lot to have extra time off for practice because he could feel. But he kind of wanted me to be still involved into the company because my name was quite famous in the little town Freiburg. So he hoped that this famous person is doing insurances. So it was this kind of, good thing for him. But in the end, I had to say, sorry, darling, I can't do it. So he was a bit upset with me. I said, but I still teach your daughter. Anyway, but without him, I have to say, this time would have been even worse. So thanks anyway.
So Hans, on the flip side, what is the worst part about teaching for you?
The worst part? I think there's nothing worse. There's nothing terrible about it. I think sometimes we just feel that maybe the repetition of things, like saying the same thing over and over again, and maybe getting a little bit too monotonous with yourself, I guess, because you feel, you have to again talk about the rumble walk and again about this. But in the end, I think we're all going through this circle, and we start to reinvent ourselves and trying to make things different. And maybe also I learned that as a teacher, the longer I teach, I think I do become better now to realize what does this couple really need at that time. Because when you're a young teacher, I remember when I was a young teacher, I think I just taught everything I knew without even thinking, what does this couple now need? And I think this is something you have to learn with, learning by doing. And I think I can figure that out now much better. So I think also my teaching is now better than it was maybe. And if you're able to put it into grades and into levels and whatever is necessary really for this couple, without putting your glasses on, what I would like to see? What is this couple maybe best about, and what can make this couple look the best? And I think this is changing, and this is making it now more different for me and more interesting for me to teach. But when I was a young one, I just gave everything I had. I know this, 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 and this, and you need this. And they were like, oh, and when can I dance? So it's quite frustrating to be a student, I guess. How did you feel as a student? Do you feel that as a student?
Feel what?
It's kind of overwhelming, all this information that you receive, and you get it from one teacher and from two teachers and three, and you have to, in the end, the person has to figure it out by himself, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
can be.
Teacher just can give you an advice. The doing is up to the couple and to the person or to the dancer itself. Anyway.
So in a lot of these talks and chats with people like yourself, Alan, Lena, Colin, all of them, forgive me if I've missed someone, they talk about being authentic, being true to yourself, listening to the music, being inspired by the music, being, true to the Latin American, rhythms and beats and whatnot. So what do you do as a dancer, or what did you do in a competition when you got bad music, when it is not authentic Latin, where it is bad music, it's not inspiring? How do you lift yourself, and how do you do all those things when it's bad, basically?
Excuse my English. Fuck the feeling and get on with it. That's what it is. There is nothing else you really can do. I think we all go for the extreme and the perfect, whatever is perfect. I do know that some people don't like Latin, real authentic Latin music. They like actually Blackpool music more than real Latin authentic, yes. But I think we as dancers like Blackpool music because we associate so many great memories from Blackpool, and then this music makes us feel like that. So is it really authentic? I think it's great music, yeah, but it's orchestrated music. It's not real Latin music like they play in Cuba. However, I think that the basic beats and everything is in there, and everything you have to learn as a dancer is to have that within yourself. If they play great music or not, you at least should show what maybe people could imagine to be a Latin rhythm. But get on with it if you want to be a good competitor, because to be a great dancer doesn't mean you're a great competitor. This is something completely different, I think. Personally, I think I was a good dancer, but I was not a good competitor, personally, because I think competing and have to share the room or the dance floor with so many other people, I hated that. I prefer to be alone on the floor together with Bianca and had the spotlight on me. What is all these people around me? I think great competitors love this competing against other people and doing the right thing, that I look better. Not really just dancing with me and myself. So yes, I preferred shows than competition, that's for sure.
So Hans, what were like two of your most memorable shows, at least from what I can remember, is the cabaret, and then the one with the, what is it? Was it a samba with the cola?
Party time, it's called. Yeah?
Yes. So
yeah.
So
well, the cabaret is something that I danced. Basically, this cabaret show, Bianca and I choreographed many years back. We were even amateurs, because as I told you already last time, we were able to do a lot of demonstrations in Germany, even as amateurs. So for that, we always tried to make a little bit something different than just our 5 dances. So we put this music together because we liked this music very much, and then we choreographed it together, and then Espen helped us a little bit to make it look a little bit more better. But it was quite a very simple choreography. The steps are super simple. But I think what made this show maybe so good is just that our characters on top of it came really through. We could really go overboard. I'm doing all this extra stuff, and Bianca really being more this nice melody thing, star. So I think that the steps were kind of hilariously stupid at places. But I think it was just the character. This is why we danced this show, I think, actually throughout all our career for 15 years. Everywhere we danced, everybody asked for the show. So I think I still remember this choreography. All my other choreography, I don't anymore. But I can still do this show. If you ask me to do it, I can do it. Ooh.
So were you guys basically putting your own shows together most of the time?
Well, this cabaret we put together. Espen helped us to make it even a little bit nicer and more finesse, but we put the steps together. But let's say all the other shows after, Espen was quite highly involved with the choreography. but we always had our own flavor to it as well. But I think most of the time, 80% he did. Especially that the other one, the party time, that was actually, we had to, yeah, this was like 4 weeks before the Segway Championship, the World Championship. And somehow the music was not ready, or we had only 4 weeks time to put this show together and get ready for the Worlds. So we pushed it quite strongly, and yeah, it worked out. So yeah, but we always tried every year to make a new Segway. Because for us was actually, we enjoyed it, we had fun, but it also helped us financially because you could offer many other things on shows, you know, what people haven't seen before. So we did a new program every year.
Bianca saying that, yes, it was very true. The steps were stupid for the cabaret, Bianca.
Yeah, well, maybe not stupid, maybe they were so, I would say simple. Simple. But the main thing, but still, as people still remember this show. If they remember something, this is this. So obviously it was good. Something must have been good. Yeah? But so, I have to say, this show made me a lot of money. That's a good thing. Saved my life. Or our life, Bianca.
So Hans.
Bianca did get 30% of the show money. No,
so this is a question that came in anonymous, and the question is, in sports like tennis and golf, it is quite often or not uncommon that the champions can get cut in the first round. Why does this not reflect in our industry? Because a champion can have a bad day. True.
Well, I think it's true, but again, it in the dancing, it doesn't count like the ball is in the field or is not in the field, you know, or we don't have that in the dancing. But I have to say, yes, maybe dancing is not is objective. It is objective, and then people say, I like this couple and I don't like that, or I like the champion, but I like actually the sixth couple in the final better than this champion. You see, it has to do with taste. But overall, I think, if you are a champion, I still think the champion should be always somewhere at least towards the final. I think they're good enough. They are there for a reason. But yes, but this we will never change. This is the problem with our dancing. We will always discuss about judges. Is the judging right or is it wrong? Yes, and there's many attempts to change the judging system. Is it all better? I'm not sure. You know, this is the question. But yes, you're right. We will never change that. We will be always objective.
So Hans, what is something you always bring with you to competitions?
When I was dancing myself?
Yeah, we can do that. And then
I always brought my dance partner because without her I couldn't win. But actually, in this subject, I have a funny story about my ex-teacher, my teacher in Germany. You know, like he was Eugen Fritz and Ute Streicher. He always was, they were living apart, but they always driven, of course, together to shows or to comps. And then he went from the dance school and then called her, oh, yeah, I'm picking you up on the way, and then we drive to the show. And then he drove, and then was driving for an hour. He was already on the motorway towards the show and kept on talking. And then suddenly he looked to the right and realized that he didn't pick up his partner. So he had to turn around it. And at that time, there was no mobile phones, you know. It was not like this kind of, I call quickly now and let you know. He was driving and talking to her for an hour and never took her with her. So you see, that's why I always make sure Bianca is with me. You
know? Hans, in dancing, is it nature or is it nurture? Do you understand what that means?
Nurture.
Yeah, so
you know I'm German, yeah? You know I'm German, huh?
So nature meaning like nature. It's in your nature, genetically or naturally. And nurture is to be brought up or to be taught, to learn, to cultivate.
Okay.
So in English, we would say, is it nature or nurture? So
yes, okay. And you think dancing, do you ask me if dancing is nature or nurture?
Yes.
I think it's nurture, for sure. I think we do have an instinct to music, and we have an instinct, some people have a better ear for music, and maybe they have a feel. But I don't think the way we move, we learn. I do think so, especially move in a special movement towards this music. Yeah, we all have a personal feeling, and that could be maybe quite successful already. But if it comes down to learning all these details, I don't think nothing is natural in our dancing. Nothing. I always just go away from our dancing, yeah? Because we always say, Latin American dance should look natural, yeah? Natural in the sense of easy going. Yeah? Imagine you're a ballet dancer, yes, and the curtain goes up, and they would say, Jake Davies, go on your toes and do a pas de deux. Do you think you would be able to do that naturally, or you would look like a little elephant in a porcelain shop? Yeah. Exactly. And but when we watch this ballet and we buy this ticket for, and this goes up, and we see these beautiful swans flying around and they're on their toes, we can just imagine how it feels, what pain they go through, and they look so natural and easy and that. But it's certainly not easy, and it's certainly trained. So you see, and I think in the end of the day, Latin, we don't do these kind of extremes, being on toes or tiptoes and stuff. But for me, that is definitely trained, and especially if it's the more easy it looks and the more light and effortless is maybe a good word, is it looks, the better I think it's trained in the body. But of course, a personal feeling and a personality towards the movement influences, of course, the outcome as well. Maybe that's natural, but the actual doing, I think, is nurtured. Yes. And you have to share with another person. Oh my God.
Hans, have you got do you know a funny story or rumor that you've heard about yourself that's not true?
Everything bad you hear about me is wrong. It's not true. I've never done that. That's all I have to say here. But have you heard something bad about me, Jay?
God, where do you start? No.
Easy. Okay, give me at least one then.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you're kidding. No. All so good.
Christina from Hong Kong is asking, natural is logical. Do you want to answer that one?
Natural is logical. Yes, of course. You see, like, like walking for us is natural, and we're doing it without really learning. That is true. But I think dance steps in Latin American style is not natural. We are not born and straight away make a lock step look perfect or correct, you see. But there is simple mechanics. Yes, I think that's natural. But we're doing it a certain way. And yeah. But in general, also in our dancing, I think in the end, the movement has to be logical towards ourselves. And we shouldn't try things that maybe you will never be able to do. But then we see people like in the Chinese circus, and they do things that I think that's completely out of this world and certainly not natural. But it looks extremely impressive, I have to say. So they're even more talented than us. I think maybe Latin American dancing is so easy, compared with the Chinese circus. Oh well, there you go. But logic should be logic, true.
Hans, I don't know if I asked you this actually, and I was thinking about it when I was trying to re-listen to the interview before and thinking about today. But when you were young as a dancer, who was your sort of icon and role model? Who did you model yourself on and look up to, and who were you inspired by as a dancer?
Well, yeah, you did ask me. You asked me who is my favorite dancer, and I didn't answer it really. So,
but I mean, just like growing up.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm quite selfish. I was always most impressed by myself, I have to say. No, but I have to tell you, of course, I met special people in this dance floor that I felt great admiration and great influence. I mentioned you that I did also the ballroom dancing, yes, and for sure, Bobby Irvin was a very impressive person that I thought, wow, not only these gray stripes, but she always had these very specific ones. I thought it was outstanding, but she was a fantastic personality. She was quite tough as a teacher, but she was a fantastic dancer. But what I was most impressed about was her personality. She had this grand thing. She made you always feel a little bit little, yeah. But she was great. So she was one who definitely inspired me. You see, can you see the gray? Yeah, it's over. It's copying. Yeah. I need the black stuff now on top. No, but I would say, yeah. Maybe one day I finish like a Bill. You never know. No hair. Anyway, but let's say one of those, Bobby Irwin, I would say, a great personality that is greatly missed in our business. If these kind of people would be still around, maybe some things would be different.
Hans, what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Oh, I wake up, I do my personal business, sorry. And then, you know what I love to do first? Go in the kitchen and empty the dishwasher. That's the first thing I do. You will ask Brian, he will tell you the same thing. Yeah, this is something I always do at home. I can't do that in a hotel.
So my next question,
if I'm at home, that's the first thing I do. I think OCD, we call it, yeah.
And besides emptying the dishwasher, do you have a daily ritual that you do every day?
Well, during my time now, I get up, empty the dishwasher, and then put my running shoes on house and go out. Yeah, trying to keep in shape, you know. Yeah, so that at least I do the running, and then I can have a glass of wine in the evening. Balancing, everything is in balance.
Brian,
well, let's see if I keep this up. I hope I keep this up also when the teaching starts again. Then I have to go in this hard schedule, you know. I will try.
Brian's saying that you do it very loudly, the dishwasher.
Well, you know, work does noises, you know. It's just like this. Not everything can be quiet. Say nothing.
So,
I want to see. Maybe I ask it back, Brian. Maybe you show me how to do it better, more quietly next time. Tomorrow.
Is it true that you have a green juice every day?
Pardon? Green?
Is it?
How do you write that? No, that's not true. That is not true. I have a hot lemon in the morning. I do drink a hot lemon, but not a green juice. You mix me up with Carmen, you know? Carmen, the other German, she does that.
Okay. So Hans, this is a question that came in from Roman, and he's asking, what is the line between being competitive on the floor and too aggressive?
Okay. You see, I always feel that people misunderstand, and to compete means you need to be strong and powerful. You know, of course we need to be strong and powerful, but how? What kind of powerful we mean? Do we talking just energetically, or we have to appear in charge and therefore look powerful, or we look in charge and in control and therefore we appear strong? Most of the time, I think the amount of energy that people assume they need for dancing is unfortunately mostly over-exaggerated. Or maybe they haven't found yet the most economic way in order to use their body. Yes, I can just say simply, if your body is completely toned up and super trained and the muscles are tight and locked and everything, you will be never a great dancer. I mean, you maybe have a fantastic naked body look-wise, but doesn't mean you're a great dancer. I think you need long and elastic bodies in order to dance, and therefore connected dancing in the body needs to be less physical. Or the word just enough, whatever you need in order to stand straight. We need energy to stand straight and use our body, but doesn't mean that we should be overtrained. And especially don't put this energy to your partner. That's why we fight so much with each other. Yeah, many girls complain all the time, isn't it, Jake? You're too physical.
Never.
No, never with you. Yeah,
Never.
You're the exception. Sorry, you're the exception. Yeah. Aliona, are you here? Aliona?
No comment. We block her.
No comment. It's not allowed. You will not read that now. You will not read that out now. Okay. No, but in general, I think, yes, I think even myself, of course, it was a learning curve, yes, to do just enough that you look powerful, fast, slick, rhythmical and everything, and don't do it from the wrong sources. As long as you do it from the wrong sources in your body, it will be never as, and now comes the word natural again, yes, you see? Yeah, but everything in balance, and it has to be just enough. So Roman, I can't give you an exact answer. You have to find out yourself. Watch your videos and check out, you're looking too brutal or you're looking powerful and good. It took me a long time too, don't you worry.
Poor
Sasha. As I said, everything I'm saying now took me a long time to learn by myself. Huh? Sounds so intelligent, yeah, forever. Don't you worry, Bianca never complained I was too physical.
Is it true, Bianca?
She left. I think she left. I think she left, yeah.
Did Hans have the perfect lead? So she did it all on her own.
Yeah, sometimes I ask her to make me look good. I said to her, make me look good. She refused. In practice, she refused. But in competition, she sometimes did. She had mercy.
Okay, Hans, what is the best thing about Germany?
Oh, many things. Decision, great friendly people, open, we are relaxed, we hardworking, we are great fun, we have fantastic Lederhosen, and what else? We have great humor, great humor. We are many times misunderstood. Everybody thinks we are harsh and strong and have no humor. I think it's wrong. Especially people from Bavaria, where I come from. And we have great beer and great food. And what else? Good-looking women, good-looking men. What else do you want to know?
Okay, what's the worst thing about Germany?
The worst thing? Nothing. Compared to what? Compared to?
No, just in your opinion.
No. I think Germans sometimes can be a bit stubborn. And we sometimes should learn to relax a little bit in a good way, not meaning relax being lazy. Just our brain is sometimes just, I think we learn to function sometimes a bit too good, you know. Vorsprung durch Technik, you know? And I think sometimes this kind of thing, we are trained, yeah, we are on time, we have to work, and I think it would be nice if we sometimes let go from that stubbornness and maybe a little bit tunneled. The tunnel view, maybe we have to open it up sometimes. But don't worry, I have opened it up a long time ago.
Hans, what's the story about the white towel?
Sorry?
What's the story about the white towel, Brian is saying?
White towel. I have no idea what he's talking about. Did I throw the white towel? I gave up. To learn the perfect lead, he means maybe, I don't know. Ask him more information. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, we need more info, Brian. But Bianca said no comment about your lead.
Oh, chicken. I nowadays I can take criticism. I'm moved on in my life. You see, that's where I learned something. Yeah? I didn't like when she criticized me at the time, but now I'm okay with it.
Hans, we've got a question from Sarah. She's asking, how do you think the dance industry is going to change if and when we finally come out of quarantine?
It's going to change. Didn't I answer that already? I don't know. How's it going to change? Well, first of all, we'll have to see when we see each other again. Because the more and more we're going through this process, we're learning that quarantine, everywhere we go, we have to be in quarantine. So I think it will take, unfortunately, a lot longer than we all believe it is. Because especially and then always the social distancing is the problem, you know. Actually, yesterday I saw a funny video with a man and a woman dancing on a stick, a 2-meter stick from each other. Maybe that's going to be the future, that we're all going to have a third part in our choreography, a stick that keeps us social distancing. I think we have to build the dance halls have to be even bigger that we can go all this social distance. And certainly Blackpool has to build more seats because we cannot sit like this in a chicken wire anymore. We have to we have to have bigger dance halls. Yeah, but seriously, how are we gonna change? Yeah, I hope not everybody has to go on a big diet after all this sitting at home. Well, that's it. I don't know. We will have to find out. Let's see what comes up then.
Brian's saying laying out the towel the first thing in the morning to get the best spot by the pool.
Oh, I see. Now you got that. Is a typical thing that they say about us German, that we always reserve the best spot. I think that's a great thing. Yeah, I think it's a great thing. What do you say? The early bird gets the best pick, isn't it? What do you say in English? Something like that.
The early bird gets the worm.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, the best pick on the worm. Okay, sorry. Again, so but I'm learning. You see.
So Hans, what's the best part about London?
Well, as I said, when I used to be a dancer, I never wanted to move over here for that. I said I definitely will stay in Germany. But now I think I was the only dancer who moved to London after the career. But you see, the thing is, maybe my understanding about London was a bit wrong at the time when we were dancing in young competitors, because we stayed most of the time only in Norbury, Streatham and the southwest of London. Maybe that's not the best area compared to the rest of London. Not as I say it's a bad one, but yeah, and I certainly had not money enough to go to nicer places. Lucky I can do that nowadays. So I've seen a better side in London, yeah. I like it. It is multicultural. There is a lot of great people. English people are not as stiff as I thought. They're quite humorous. They have this black humor. Especially the area where I'm lucky to live. Wimbledon is great. It's an in between being in the city but having a lot of nature around. I think London has a lot of great parks, outskirts. It's widespread. It's international. I like that, and yeah, I love it. I like it now.
What is the worst part about London, in your opinion?
Maybe it has to be the congestion. No? Congestion charge. But you see, now we're wishing we would be back to the old. You know, I'm missing the traffic. You see, it's too quiet outside.
Hans, what's the best part about the USA?
Burgers. No, I think the USA is, yeah. I have to be honest, it wouldn't be a country for me to live, but maybe this is just because I'm a typical European. I just born in this Europe and this tradition and all this. But what I like, America is a country of opportunities. So you can change your life. And I think a lot of people, especially in our dance business, had coming from the east of Europe and having a lot of great opportunities. And in America, it's possible. So why not? It's great.
What's the worst thing about America?
The burgers and the obesity. The size of food. I think the size of food is obscene. I find it unbelievable. Now, this is scary. I find it scary. But every time I travel to America, I find myself super skinny. It is bad to say, but I have to say this. The portion size is, wow. Scary.
Hans, what's the best part about Hong Kong?
Oh, everything is very easy. The service is great. Hong Kong is a big town, but it's very small. It's like a little village, and everything is possible today. I like that. It's super organized. Yeah.
What's the worst part about Hong Kong?
Sometimes the mentality of people. Oh yeah. Sometimes you have funny stories. I still remember I was teaching, and this one woman. She was like kind of. Poking and sticking. Yeah. Social distancing, please. But Now now at that time I was upset, but now I like them actually. They are so burly and curly. Yeah.
Christina from Hong Kong's asking, Hans, please tell us the best and worst part about Russia.
Russia. I think Russia is a great country with lots of culture, great dancers, determined and hungry dancers. The worst part is maybe the same thing. Everybody thinks he's the best, and everybody knows he knows he's the best. So, but maybe that's a way that you learn in Russia, that's the way to survive there. Because I'm sure it must have been tough, especially when he came out maybe out of the Soviet Union real when he was closed behind the curtain. I think things have changed a lot now since it's open, I guess. No? Russia has changed a lot.
Christina Bespeshkova is asking, Hans, when did you feel the happiest on the dance floor out of all of your career, and why?
Well, I actually do know that. There was one UK, I remember. We were professionals, Bianca and I, and we had kind of a terrible preparation. We kind of had fights till the point that we wanted to split. And we were ready, that's it, and we not even make this UK anymore. And at that time we had actually a talk with Donnie Burns at the time, and we were sitting down with him, and he kind of talked us around and he said, why are you like this? And anyway, it turned out that this was our best competition ever. I think one of our best competitions. I can't remember exactly the year, but I think it was 94, 93, 94, something like that. And yeah, I still remember when we came down, we made the final, and we came down on the staircase at the UK, and the crowd was going very mad. That was a great moment I will never forget. But also, of course, when you maybe win the World Championship, it's also a nice moment that I will never forget. Or maybe the competition before the Worlds was better, the German Open. Anyway. But there was certain moments, yeah.
Hans, what's your favorite travel destination?
Oh, it has to be Maldives. Maldives. I've been only once there, but as I said, I'm looking already for the flight.
So if you had to give somebody some travel advice that wanted to go, what would you tell them?
Go wherever you want to go.
No, in the Maldives. I'm talking about.
Oh, the Maldives?
Yeah.
Oh. As I said, I've been only once. Go to that resort that I've been. It was fantastic. I have to travel more often. I'm not good. Go to your next travel agent and ask for the best advice. Depends on how much you want to spend. It's not cheap, unfortunately. But yeah, I can't give an advice because I've been only to one resort.
What's still on your travel bucket list?
I still would like to go to South America. Actually, I've been everywhere around the world, but never to South America. So Brazil, Argentina, on this. One day in my life, I would like to go there. Yes. Preferable without a wheelchair, so I have to hurry up.
You can go to the carnival in your wheelchair.
Exactly. Well, I will get an electric one. Don't worry. Oh dear.
Hans, we've got a question. Christian's got a question. Hi Hans, where do you find the inspiration for choreography when you face couples of similar level and results or style?
Yeah. Well, as I said already, I don't do choreography. I send it to another teacher. But yeah, so therefore I can't answer that. I don't like to do choreography. Sorry. But there's so much better people who do it fantastic.
And Sarah's got a question about what career path would you have taken if you didn't dance? But I think you answered that in the first part of the interview, right? And then you also spoke about your insurance career. So Galke and Sons, right? Insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, if I wouldn't be a dancer, I would be a singer for sure. Because there was a time. Did I say that last time?
Can you sing?
Not anymore.
Brian, can Hans sing?
No, not anymore, as I said. I still try. But at the time when I was young, and it was around this age 10, 11, I was a very good singer. And I was in a choir, and I was very good. I was the frontline singer in the choir. I would be Whoopi Goldberg there for sure. Don't worry. So at that time, I actually had to make a decision. My mother asked me, you want to be a singer or you want to be a dancer? So I went for the dancing. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah.
So Hans, can you sing something for us?
La 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 la. I will prepare for part 3, okay? I was a bad. Okay, I love all these singers, you know, they're screamers, you know. Yeah. I have to be careful, you know. I live in an apartment with other flats, can't scream too loud, sorry. Yeah.
So would you be a screamer too if you were a singer?
Once a screamer, always a screamer, isn't it? 100%. Oh, people like Jennifer Hudson and all these. Oh, I love it. I would love to sing like that. Yeah. In the moment, it's only in the shower. Yeah.
So Hans, say the most German thing you can think of in a German accent.
Ja, hallo. Hallo. Guten Abend, gute Nacht. Mein Name ist Hans.
Okay, say the most British thing you can think of in a British accent.
Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The next round will commence at 8 o'clock on the ballroom clock. And it doesn't sound British, but anyway, I tried my very best.
Okay, the most American thing you can think of in an American accent?
Oh, you got it. Amazing. Now the burger was not big enough. Amazing. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Russian, what about the most Russian thing you can think of? Russian accent.
That is easy. Guns. Listen, I have a big problem. Big problem. My partner pushed me too much. Yeah. I hear that often. Oh, guns. Big problem. My partner cannot straighten the leg. Oh, funny.
Hans,
don't ask me Chinese, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, Hong Kong accent. Let's go.
Oh. Teacher. Teacher. No. Can't. You have to ask Colin. Colin is very good in Cantonese accent. Yeah, I saw him teaching one lecture, imitating Hong Kong. I saw it live. You have to ask him one time.
Okay,
does he do a part 2?
We can, yeah. After his.
Yeah, you should. Then you should do it in Cantonese language. It's so entertaining. You can't believe. I was rolling for 45 minutes. I was rolling on the floor.
Okay, you know quite a lot of South Africans. Give me a South African, something in a South African accent. Come on.
Has it? That's all. But I'm not very good. That's it. Sorry.
Okay, Hans, what is a talent that you wish that you had?
Well, I would love to sing better. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it.
Okay, what is your favorite band of all time?
Favorite band? I used to love Takes That. Yeah, Take That. Robbie Williams. Love it.
So,
sounds a bit gay, yeah? Sounds a bit gay. You're terrible. You should behave with your reactions, Jake.
I'll try to control myself. So,
classic context.
What are your impressions on ballroom versus Latin?
Ballroom dancing, my impressions. Yeah, lovely. As I said, I used to be also a ballroom dancer, and I was actually quite good at it. Yes, so I used to like it. But and as I said, at the time when I partnered up with Bianca, she said to me that yeah, because I said I definitely want to do 10 dance. She said, yeah, I will do it. She hated it, and she was lying in my face. I will practice every day, ballroom and Latin. I said, yeah. Anyway, she was lying. Sorry, Bianca. Is she still there? She was lying.
Bianca, you're still watching.
She left now. Yeah. Anyway, so she took me a little bit the fun of the ballroom. So, yeah. But the impression is ballroom is beautiful, elegant, and Latin is more fun.
Hans, what's your impression of the American rhythm versus the smooth?
Oh, well, you know, my problem is with the rhythm that I don't understand it 100%. I believe I don't have enough knowledge. So I always compare the Latin, or the American rhythm with my, what you call the international style. And then I find it controversial in that sense. And also sometimes this, the mambo and this stuff, that dancing on a different beat that I would expect. And so I feel sometimes, or the bolero, I find it a bit difficult to listen to the music. But it's just a lack of knowledge by my side, you know, I believe. Yeah? So that's why I question that always a bit more. But I do feel that the American smooth impresses me more, because that seems to be the right, perfect combination between the ballroom and the Latin, you know, all this flexibility from the Latin, but at the same time, the big advanced movements. And when you see it in Blackpool a lot now, in this ballroom and Winter Garden, the smooth is really extremely impressive. And the American rhythm is not as impressive. But I believe I just don't understand it good enough. Have to learn more, you see. I have to learn. Never finished.
Hans, Bianca says that you said you would practice Latin every day.
Yeah, I did. She didn't. Because I needed it. She was so talented, you know.
Hans, is there something that you still have with you from your childhood?
Some photos, and my mother always used to do nice albums, also not only for me as a child or for my brothers, also from my dancing career. I have millions of albums that I keep actually till today. So yes, all these pictures and memories I still have, yeah. But a different possession, no, I don't know. No nookie.
So Hans, do an impression for us, anything or anyone, an impression.
Impression of?
Anybody, anything you can think of.
All right, let me do 1 second. Let me see. You need to imagine I have a scarf, yeah?
Okay, yes.
And now, move back and do it again. Who was that? Who was that?
Who was that?
It's not Brian. It's not Brian. Anybody?
Anybody? Who was it?
I don't know. You see, I'm not serious enough. That's the point. I'm not good enough.
Everybody.
I'll do it one more time. 1 second. Imagine I'm sitting on a teaching chair. Yeah? Sitting. Yeah. Okay. I have like a scarf. And now. Anyway, it's for insiders.
Well, Christina says, Bianca says Maxwell.
That's it. Rudy Holmes. That's it, Rudy Holmes. More compact again. Because you see, like when I was teaching in assembly, I was basically teaching 10 years across of him. So that was always the movement I saw from him. You didn't hear him a lot. He was very quiet. I was sitting at the bar, and he was always sitting at the corner, and you were right when you come in. So that's why I always saw it, always in profile, always in perfect posture, and moving his scarf, and very expressive, very above. Yeah, Maxwell.
Alexander's asking, how do you stretch to be an elastic dancer?
Sorry, how do I?
Stretch to be an elastic dancer.
This is a very personal question. I was naturally stretched, don't worry. Yeah, not too much gym, I guess, is the answer. And ballet training every day. You see what I did on the side when Bianca did the rumba walks, I did the ballet training and exercise my stretching. No, it's not true. I didn't do It's a lie. Sorry.
You're gonna go to Hong Kong and sit
anything.
the bar and the ballet.
I think everybody knew that. This was a very, on purpose, a question that they knew I will lie about. No, it was terrible. I was a lazy practicer. Yeah, terrible. I survived on my personality.
Okay, one word answers. What is your favorite word?
However, I use that so many times in lectures. I go on and go on and go on and say, however. So they already keep taking the P out of me. However.
What is your least favorite word?
Starts with F. No joking. Is that the quick fire round now? Oh, okay. Yeah. We're right in there. Oh, okay. That's what he said. I can't change my answer now.
Okay. What turns you on?
Ooh, easy. Great Latin American dancers.
What turns you off?
Bad Latin American dancers.
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, I love birds singing.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Drilling. Drilling. Don't misunderstand now.
What is your favorite color?
I think blue.
What is your least favorite color?
Purple.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee, anytime.
How do you take it?
Has changed over the years. I always had milk and sugar. Then I left the sugar away because I was a bit enlarged. Nowadays, thanks to Bianca, I found a nice alternative to real sugar. So I'm back to milk and sugar. But I don't do cow milk anymore. I do almond milk now. It's better for me. The older you get, the more sensitive your stomach, you know. But that's in a moment. Almond milk and this birch sugar. Yeah. So I can't go to Starbucks anymore. They don't have that.
Isn't Brian making you coffee in bed every day? Come on.
Pardon? Pardon? Can you repeat that one more time? No, he doesn't. Do you listen, Brian?
Hans, who is your role model?
My role model? Myself. It's me. I have to be honest.
If there was a trend in 100 years, you could go back and look at our time right now, and there's a trend that you could get rid of, what would it be?
Social media.
What is your spirit animal?
Dog.
And I think you kind of spoke about it before. If you had to choose a different career as opposed to dancing,
would be a singer. Or if I would have been really good in insurances, maybe I would have done that. I was just crap, I guess. No, but if I choose, I would love to be a singer. Yeah. A performer. Has to do with performance, performing singer, not just choir.
What's your favorite app?
My favorite app? In the moment, Zoom. At least I can connect to people.
What's your favorite TV show at the moment?
Ooh, I like quiz shows. All kind of quiz shows.
If you had
The Chase, you know The Chase? Do you have that in America? The Chase.
No, but I watched it in English, yeah.
The Chase.
If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Printing money. To pay for all the debts all countries have in the No, heal the world would be a nice power. Heal the world.
Hans, what is the best part about being in a marriage or a relationship?
To be in the best part is it's a struggle to be in a partnership, because it's a constant compromising situation that sometimes is a bit complicated for me to make compromises. But on the same time, it is also very nice to have somebody that you can share it with.
Okay, so that's the best and worst part, because the next thing is going to be the worst part. Okay. What's the hardest thing that ever happened to you in your life, or the hardest thing that you've ever had to do in your life?
Well, the hardest thing was losing 3 people of my family. That was the hardest time for me. Lose the loved ones in family and start to learn to be more alone and not having any more the security of parents behind that we always rely on. Yeah, that was tough, but also good learning curve. So out of the bad comes always a good.
That's right. What's your favorite swear word?
Starts with an F as well.
It's not scheiße?
No. I'm talking about freaking, no?
Of course, fine. Hans, if your life had a song title, what would it be?
I did it my way.
Hans, what is your best feature?
What a question. Look at the camera. Look. The perfect proportion in the body. I mean, excuse me. You tell me, I have no idea. My soul.
If you had to have coffee with a historical figure, who would you choose?
Historical. Can it be still alive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or famous person. I would love to meet Donald Trump. I have to say a few things to him.
Okay, so you're going to have dinner with Donald Trump, but I'm talking about coffee with a historical figure, someone who's no longer here.
Oh, I see. So somebody's not alive anymore. Beethoven. I would like to learn how to play the piano properly.
Hans,
I don't have to pretend anymore. Sorry?
What's your favorite food?
Oh, this is all kind of German nice stuff, you know. I don't know if you know, in German it's called Schweinebraten mit Kloß. This is kind of a pork meat, roasted pork meat with a dumpling. Oh, especially like my mother made. Fantastic. Yeah.
I
can't have that.
Yeah, you can't have it now.
No, unfortunately not. I can't cook that well.
Brian,
I tried it. No, he does cook. If he cooks very well, but no, hasn't done it yet.
What's your least favorite food?
Difficult. I'm okay with lots of. If it's too heavy and too stuff, and I'm not such a person of sauces. A lot of sauce and stuff. If it's buried too much of the sauce, I like it a bit more dry and boring. Dry. So dried chicken is very good for me.
Hans, what's your favorite thing to cook?
Ooh, I'm very good in salads. I'm excelling at special salads. Yeah, but I'm actually I tried now to cook more often, and I did a nice cauliflower with them, some nice mincemeat around, and tried to be more adventurous. But I'm not a Michelin star, that's for sure.
So if we were going to go out to a nice restaurant in London, where would we go?
Oh, I like the Ivy. There's so many good ones nowadays. Ooh, I have to go to some different places.
What is your favorite song?
I Will Survive from Gloria Gaynor. Another screamer.
Hans,
I Will Survive.
what is your favorite drink?
Oh, alcoholic, I like gin and tonic. And non-alcoholic, it's actually water nowadays. Boring.
If Hans Galke had to have a cocktail, what would you name it? What would you call this cocktail?
Mr. Bubbly.
And what's going to be inside?
Some gin. But I need some bubblies. I need some champagne mix. I'm not sure if this is any good. I have to try. Oh God, yeah. So maybe I leave the gin out this time and just go to the champagne. That's all.
What's the most exciting thing that you've ever done in your life?
Most exciting. Yeah, living my dream. I think this was the excitement all over. Nothing, one special event. There's many great things that I have memories about, but it was not outstanding exciting. Living my dream and being able to live my dream. That is maybe the excitement plus.
So Hans, when you retired and started judging, what was the biggest surprise for you to learn, or the thing you were most shocked by when you started judging?
Well, the very first time I judged, I remember the first time I judged the UK Championship, Amateur Latin. And I was so excited. Oh my God, this is it. And I did the first round and I was panicking because I couldn't get the numbers together in time. I had to get 15 marks and I was like all ready to study everybody and checking it out. And then I have only 3 marks and the first time I was finished. So I was shocked how much quicker you have to be and you have to make much quicker decisions on a spare of a moment. And when you're a dancer, of course, you all think these decisions as a judge we study that. Of course, it gets a lot better the more back we go. If you go to the 48, 24, it's much easier because suddenly you do have more time. But in the first 2 or 3 rounds, I have to say, hurry up, move. I was shocked with that, I have to say. That was difficult. But the more often you do it, the better you get, you see.
Hans, what's the best way for you to unwind and decompress?
I love to unwind and you mean to have a gin and tonic and be by myself. Yeah, be by myself sometimes. It's good. I can cry to myself.
Jogging or swimming?
Jogging.
Yoga or Pilates?
I never done Pilates, but I think yoga more zen. Finding my deeper me.
Window or aisle?
Oh, aisle for sure.
Coffee or wine?
Ooh, I think I would say wine then.
Beach or mountains?
Sorry, I didn't get the first one, sorry.
Hold on, red or white wine?
White wine for sure.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Suit
but
or
in the
shorts?
winter, you see, this is different. Actually, in the winter, I like the mountains because I love to ski. I'm a good skier, actually, very good. But in the summer, beach. So I like both.
Suit or shorts?
At home, suit. No, yeah. I look better in suits, apparently. I was told.
Chocolate or vanilla?
What do you mean? To eat?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
I would say chocolate. It's a naughty one. No, you have chosen these questions, huh? You, huh?
Yeah.
No, it's chocolate. It's chocolate.
Okay. Diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds. But I don't wear any of those. Nothing. Look, nothing. And the rest I can't show you.
Yeah, that's where they all are. Yeah, the jewels.
Yeah, that's my diamonds. Okay.
Prince Harry or William?
I think Harry is more funny. I prefer him. Even though I think William is the right job for the king. He's the right person for the king.
Strong lip or strong eye?
Oh, strong eye. But I like some. Or did you say strong tongue? Bam! Strong eye. No, eye. For your eye.
Teaching or judging?
Oh, teaching anytime.
Hans, what are the 3 things you cannot live without?
The right answer would be Brian. Oh, I can't live without dancing for sure. I love that, and I definitely, yeah, I'm very lucky to have a great relationship. So I would say Brian actually, and my family that is still left, my brother. Yeah.
Do you have any pets? But you don't say Brian.
No. And if I would say, he's not listening at all, so it's a really bad pet. No, yeah, we used to have Brian and I used to have a dog. Unfortunately, we had to take him down, but yeah, we had the dog, a golden retriever. So we have to get one back.
Archie, yeah?
Archie, exactly.
Hans, have you ever been arrested or put in jail?
In my dreams. No. By a good-looking policeman. No. No, no.
Hans,
I'm a very honest guy.
What is your definition of misery?
Oh, coronavirus is a misery. It's in one word, terrible.
Hans, do you have any dreams that you still wish to accomplish?
Yes, I still make sure I see more often Maldives without quarantine. Yeah, for sure.
Describe for me your idea of the perfect weekend.
Yeah, fly with my private jet to the Maldives and come back after a year later. That would be the perfect weekend. And as I can do online teaching nowadays, I can do that from Maldives too. And I would have a better background, the beach.
What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done in your life?
I think the most dangerous thing was driving too fast on the German motorway. I was going nearly to the 300 kilometers an hour mark. You know, at the time when he was still, yeah. Not with my car, it was a car of my friend, and he had a kind of extra tuned Mercedes, and we took it. And that was scary. I didn't drive it myself. I was just sitting next to my friend. He didn't allow it. But that was scary, I think. That I was like, wow. You know, like when you don't see anymore the forest, it was just, it was unbelievable. That was scary, yeah. Even though I love speed.
Hans, what's the biggest risk you've ever taken in your life?
Moving to London.
Hans, if you could have someone else's life, whose would it be?
I think I have to say, I would have liked to be my mother. Would have liked to see how she feels and how it was for her to grow up with us as children. I would have liked to see that and how to feel how it is. And she was a special woman. So I think my mother.
Brian made a comment there, Blackpool to Dover.
Yes, I had, at the times when we were amateurs, we were driving with car only. Yes, over time, we couldn't afford the flight. So after the comp, we decided to drive home, and I was going from Blackpool to Dover in 2.5 hours.
You're joking.
Yes, I did.
You
that
did?
was, yeah, I did it.
What were you
driving? Yeah, I had a Volkswagen Corona. Yeah. And there was no speed limits at the time, but this is many, many, many years ago. You know, many, many years. Yeah, I did that.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
No.
What's your biggest fear in life?
Getting lost getting lost and have nothing to look forward to. That's my biggest fear. So yeah, because I come across quite positive, but sometimes I'm quite negative actually. I'm quite pessimistic actually as a person. So I do fear sometimes more often than I need to. So yeah, and I hope those things are not coming true. So that's my biggest fear. I want to stay even more positive, learning to be even more, to let go.
What's the best advice you ever received in your life?
Well, I didn't receive this personally. Well, personally, always be yourself and follow your heart. My parents always said, and especially my mother always encouraged me to be myself. And don't be afraid and don't feel that you're any worse than other people. Yeah. Be yourself and be successful because you are yourself.
Hans, what has been your biggest lesson or learning curve experience in your life so far?
The biggest learning curve was with myself, to be myself. To be that what my mother always told me I have to be. That was my biggest learning curve. It goes still on and on. I think I'm still there.
Yeah. Hans, what is the weirdest thing about you?
There is nothing weird about me. You ask other people, please tell other people.
Is there something that people don't know about you that they would be surprised to learn?
No, I'm a very open, sharing person. No. Yeah. Actually, I think people would be quite surprised. They always think I'm quite happy and funny, but I'm actually not. I don't think so. And I think that people would be surprised that I feel I'm shy. Now you're surprised. You should see your face. Okay, that was a lie. But I try to pretend. No. So no.
Hans, are you spiritual or religious?
Yes, I'm Catholic, and we are Catholic. We believe. I used to be also an altar boy when I was young. Another thing that my mother wanted me to do. She pushed me to be an altar boy, and then later she complained to be gay. No, I'm joking. Altar boy, yeah. I do believe in something, but I don't visit the church, yeah. But I do believe. So is it spiritual then? Yeah.
So Hans, if you won 10 million pounds in the lottery on Friday, what would you do with it?
Just this morning I went to the village and bought myself a lottery ticket.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
It's a sign, and now you're asking me. Yeah. So it's coming through. Saturday I give you a call. I booked my flight to Maldives.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 million, unfortunately, I think it's good, but it's not good enough. Because if you really want to win properly, 10 million is good for you, whatever you want to do, but you want to take your friends with you, so you have to get more money. As I told you, I don't want to be alone on the Maldives. I have to take them with me. It costs me much more money. So yeah, I have to win big. Yeah.
So if you rub that teapot you have at your house there, and a genie came out and gave you 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
Longer legs. Continuous health. This was wish 1, yeah? Oh, wish 2 was long legs, huh?
Yes.
And can I wish an extra wish?
Yeah,
No,
sure.
Oh, see. I wish. Oh, it's the last one. I wish an extra wish. I don't want to finish that. I know this was not allowed in the story in Aladdin. Yeah, I've seen that. No. Yeah, I think that's it.
What advice would you give to yourself if you had to go back and talk to your 15-year-old self? What advice would you give yourself?
Don't be so silly. Learn to be sometimes serious. It's quite good. I would tell myself sometimes. Stop it now. Not everything is funny. Not everything is so like, yeah.
So then on the flip side, if you had to right now, as you are, go into the future when you 80 years old, what would you be telling yourself? The young Hans to the old Hans.
Yeah, be even less fearless. Be less fearless. No mercy. Go for it, 100%.
Hans, what's your biggest inspiration in life?
Well, is it me again? I'm waiting for the book that somebody writes about me. I don't want to read. Yeah, can't tell you seriously. No, that's it.
So, okay, and I can't remember if I asked you this in the first part, so I'll ask it again. If you had an autobiography or if someone did write a book about you, what would the title be?
You asked me before, didn't you?
Did I ask you that before?
I did it my way.
I did it my way. That
said
was
it
the
again.
Song. That was the song.
Oh, it's the same.
Okay.
This time I will sing. This time I will sing it. You know, you open the book and then comes my piano play. But did it my way. This would be the special insight in this book.
Okay, and then we're almost done because this is part 2, so it's a little bit short.
I know.
So
we can't drag it too long. Yeah.
So how are you really feeling these days?
No, I feel now I'm getting better. In the beginning, I was staying positive. I had my moments when I went down and I was kind of miserable and didn't know what to do with myself. So I was a bit, yeah. But actually now I'm learning to live it. I make myself a bit more busy. And yeah, I'm even do some online teaching now. So very rarely, but sometimes. And you see, the more you get on, it's like, I think week 8 now, suddenly the weeks are flying, you see, flying.
Yeah.
So soon we are in 2021, you know, getting busy with interviews, part 1, 2, 3. You never know.
Go. Well, Jason Kosoglu is saying that we have to have you on every week because you're so entertaining.
Oh, I see. No, that's it now. No. I think that's it now, guys. Sorry, I know. I don't want to be too much into your face.
So listen, the last part we done is it's just all you're allowed to say is the first thing that comes to your mind. Just one word, or it could be a couple of words, but basically one word answer. Just on, I'm going to give you a name and you just give the impression, yeah, or your thought.
Okay, one word.
Brian Watson.
Happy.
Carmen.
Also happy.
Bianca.
The most happy.
Espen.
Intelligent.
Maxwell.
Divine.
Alan Tornsberg.
Cuban Dane.
Marcus Holm.
Fellow Nuremberger.
Jürgen.
Captain Hook.
Donnie.
sorry, Jürgen, best friend. Donnie, WDC president.
Shirley.
Come dancing.
Paul Killick.
Fellow competitor.
Franco Formica.
Samba.
Graham Oswick.
Funny.
Lorraine.
Icon.
Walter Laird.
Super icon.
Nina Hunt.
Kick my ass, jive.
Sammy Stockton.
Oh, hilarious.
Colin James.
Best friend.
Lena.
Smart.
Luca and Bessa.
Design.
Greg DeVet.
Oh, special individual.
Wendy Johnson.
My first wife, Mrs. Galaka.
She told me.
Yeah, my first one, Mr. Galaka, or Mrs. Galaka.
Do you want to tell the story about that quickly?
It was just, we were actually at Thibaut and Maps' wedding in South Africa. And myself and then Wendy, we were kind of the two solos. So we were kind of pushed together. Yeah. And then there came this time that at the time, I think it was not so popular to be gay. There was kind of people who didn't like it so much. So she said, don't worry, I'm married to you. I'm Mrs. Galaka. So for that this week, I had a wife. I was married for a week, but she divorced me straight after.
The sex wasn't good. No, I'm kidding.
Didn't happen. Sorry. I would love to tell you, but it didn't happen. She was too busy with other people behind my back. Sorry, Wendy. Love you.
And then lastly, Hans, one word to describe yourself.
Honest.
Cool. Well, that's it.
All right, guys. Wow. We made it, Jake. How many hours was that? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Not too long to go, but
not too long. No, yeah. Yeah, so I just want to say on a personal note, thank you so much for Hans for giving up his time over 2 weeks, not just one, because we had a little technical hitch. So if anybody missed it or tuned in late, they can rewind and watch both of our pages. There is a part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 was 1 week ago. This is part 2. So thanks for all taking the time to tune in and watch and be entertained, and for all of the questions and whatnot. Hans, thank you again. I really appreciate it. It's very fun and entertaining and just interesting to talk to you and inspiring too.
Good.
Yeah, so the next guest on the show will be none other than Miss Barbara Mccall.
Oh, Babsy. Say hello to Barbara. Is Sammy as well there, or is it only Barbara?
It's just going to be Barbara for this one, but hopefully Sammy will come on too. So yeah, if anybody out there, if you guys, you can leave in the comments who you would like to see on the show. So we're absolutely open to having anyone and everyone. So the more the merrier. So if anybody has any suggestions or comments, please leave them or send a message and we will do our best. Cannot guarantee, but we will do.
You know, those people are very busy teaching online.
No.
It's very difficult, you know.
Yes, and actually Bianca is commenting. She's going to be on the show very soon. I'm very, very interested.
Oh, very good. I will tune in and I will ask some questions this time.
I want all the dirt on Hans, all the stuff he didn't tell us.
Don't worry. This is one thing you don't have to ask. She's very open and honest too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If this was everybody's first time watching, there's been Colin and Lena and Klaus and Hans and Alan and Greg. And so, yeah, you can go on our pages and have a look. So, yeah, Hans, again, stay safe.
All right. Thank you very much, Jake. I wish everybody out there all the very best. All the best. Stay healthy. And I really hope we see each other soon. And if I win in the lottery, I will charter a plane to go to the Maldives. Okay.
Okay. We want to know what the amount is, because that means how many friends you can bring, yeah?
Exactly. It depends how much I win. Huh?
Yeah. You can just purchase the island.
Yeah. We can always do a competition there. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
All right. And when it happens on the beach for sure, right?
Of course. Yeah. And less
no dress connect.
Less is more with the clothing. Yeah. No shoes.
Exactly. And no judges.
Exactly.
All right.
And everybody has to have a shot before you go on.
Before I go on,
yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Take care. Good night.
Appreciate it.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Bye.